What's up, and welcome back to another episode of Gizmo Slip Tech. Today we're talking about the MSI Titan 18HX, the Dragon version as well as the non-Dragon version. Both of these are going to feature key upgrades that make them so much better. Basically, in my opinion, fixes two existing flaws to the previous generation version of the Titan series. I want to make it clear up front that no brand controls anything that I say here on this channel. It's all authentic and honest tech reviews, so if you value authenticity and honesty, please consider subscribing for future content. The biggest flaw for the 2023, 2024, and 2025 MSI Titan 18HX was the 4K 120Hz screen. It had really bad bloom, it had a bit of ghosting to it, it wasn't very good for fast-paced esports games or for productivity in certain scenarios or for dark environment type games because the bloom on the mini LED screen was some of the worst I've seen on any laptop. So what are the key changes for 2026? Let's take a look. A brand new Intel Core Ultra 200HX series processor. This is probably the rumored Intel 290HX. That is supposed to be about 7 to 10% faster on single core and 15% faster on multi-core. I don't put much stock in those rumors yet. We'll have to actually see for ourselves. But in theory, this CPU should be coming out in like March or April of this year. You get up to an RTX 5090 laptop GPU just like before. This is going to feature a 175 watt power limit with extreme cooling. We have a vapor chamber on the inside and over 200 watts of CPU power throughput for that Intel CPU at the same time. So you're getting extreme performance on the GPU and the CPU. The big upgrades here for 2026, besides the CPU, is going to be the display. You now get a 4K plus mini LED 240 Hz, and in my opinion, this one has a lot less bloom on it now. While I was on the show floor, I did put that mouse over a black background and I could not see hardly any bloom, just barely around the mouse itself there was some bloom, very similar to like an OLED screen. This wasn't a great environment for testing bloom, so maybe when I get this actually in for testing, maybe the bloom will be worse in a really dark environment, but it certainly seemed like the bloom was much reduced compared to the previous generation display. And on top of that, it's now a 240 Hz refresh rate, which makes this laptop just so much more competitive with all of the other top-end gaming laptops. Like when I was comparing this laptop with like the Legion 9i, the Razer Blade, the Scar 18, well, it's like there's one Achilles heel. Either it has worse mini LED bloom or it has only 120 Hz refresh rate, and all these other laptops have 240 Hz or 300 Hz refresh rates or dual native 440 Hz refresh rates. So it was just really hard to recommend the Titan 18HX in that context. And now with the new 240 Hz refresh rate and reduced bloom, this new 18HX Titan is going to be so much more recommendable. Another interesting semi-leak, if you will, is the new DDR5 7200 memory speed. And this is something that's been not officially announced from Intel, but they have it on the spec sheet for the 2026 MSI Titan 18HX. It's got DDR5 7200 memory and PCI Gen 5 SSD support. And the interesting thing about the Gen 5 SSD support here is that it has a dedicated heat pipe that goes over that Gen 5 drive to make sure that it stays nice and cool. You also get 4 SSD slots, but you only get 2 RAM slots for upgradability. For ports on the Titan, you're getting 2 Thunderbolt 5s, which is pretty special. Not very many gaming laptops can handle that. Plus, it's power delivery 3.1, so you get 140 watts of power delivery into the laptop itself, which is going to help you take smaller and lighter power adapters with you on the go and still get more performance out of the system. You also get an Ethernet port, 3 USB-A 3.2 Gen 2s, a full-size SD card reader, and an HDMI 2.1 that supports 8K at 60 Hz or 4K at 120 Hz output. On the inside, you get a 99 watt-hour battery, and you get the nice overall speaker system, though it's not the best I've heard in a gaming laptop. It also comes with a 400 watt power adapter. The laptop itself weighs 3.6 kilograms or 7.94 pounds, which is surprisingly light considering how much performance and power the system packs. Of course, if you load this up with 4 SSDs, it's probably going to weigh a little bit more. The other thing that makes this laptop unique is the RGB haptic touchpad, and this is an area of weakness and strength depending on how well MSI executes this trackpad this year. In the past, I did find the trackpad usable, but I think I would have preferred to have a normal trackpad just because the drivers didn't seem that good yet. I know some other reviewers who have really hated this trackpad, so this is going to be something that's going to be really hit or miss, but at the very least, I will say the trackpad looks really cool. Overall, the Titan 18HX for 2026 is shaping up to be a really great looking laptop and is going to be much more competitive with the other top of the line gaming laptops on the market this year. So that's it for the MSI Titan 18HX. If you enjoyed this one, be sure to check out the MSI Raider 16 Max. It looks pretty amazing and has a quick removable access panel on the bottom, allowing you to quickly access and upgrade components. It also comes with this huge new power brick. I don't even know why it needs to have such a big power brick, but whatever. Anyway, I still have a lot more CES content coming. We'll see you in the next one. Brandon out.